little things you didn't know about Ewoks. Well, Mark Newbold is editor of Jedi News and joins me from Birmingham. But you must be beside yourself with excitement.
Thrilled to bits. Thrilled to bits. It's great news. Like Warwick said, Star Wars is coming home finally. It's what we've wanted for ever since, well, since they announced that they were doing these new films, people really wanted to hear that they were coming back to the UK, and I think it's the right place to do it, and it's a lucky charm for Lucasfilm as well.
But why is it the right place? Why does it matter where a film is made?
I think the technicians here are such high quality. You know, they had such good results from what was done here on those, especially on the original three. As Warwick just mentioned, you know, they made Phantom Menace here as well, and parts of the other two prequels. So, and they all did fantastically well. It's just a good place to be. It's a good place to make Star Wars, I think.
Have you got any secrets as to what might be in the film?
Nobody knows. They're still working on them at the moment. They're still working on the scripts. So, other than knowing that they're going to be set after Return of the Jedi, we really don't know much more than that. People can hypothesise, but it's going to be a nice surprise when we find out what's happening in 2015.
Okay, so what's the headline going to be in Jedi News then?
Well, we actually posted a piece of news about this a couple of days ago, so we kind of got the scoop on this, which we're quite proud of. But the headline, I think Star Wars is coming home. To the tune of football's coming home, I think Star Wars is coming home. That might be the headline.
I think Star Wars has a better tune though itself than the theme tune. Now, I know you've got a couple of props there with us. Give us a bit of a treat with the props.
Yeah, one of these this is a recreation of one of the old figures from way back in the day. It's a Death Star droid, so that's a newly released 12-inch version of that. And a classic old Han Solo book, which older fans will probably remember quite fondly. So, yeah, just a bit of old Star Wars kitsch.
So what sort of... I mean, we hear about Trekkies from the Star Trek franchise, of course, yeah. But how does Star Wars compare in terms of sort of popularity and people who are really into the brand?
They're very similar. I know sort of die-hard Star Wars and Star Trek fans would hate to hear that, and I'm a Star Trek fan as well. But yeah, very similar, you know, passionate fans are passionate fans, and it doesn't just go across Star Wars and Star Trek, it goes across all sorts of areas of sort of sci-fi and fantasy. You know, fans are fans and they really get into it. But yeah, there's quite a lot of similarities between the two. We both have big conventions, costuming is a massive part of it as well, so it's quite a passionate thing to be into. And
so in Jedi News, because I'm quite interested about this publication that you have,
yeah.
Between the films, what do you actually write about?
Well, there's all sorts of stuff going on. I mean, as I say, there's massive conventions that happen every couple of years. There's a huge one coming up in July in Essen in Germany, so there's always cons going on. There's always events. They're always releasing like novels. There's always novels coming out. There's always toys coming out. You know, so there's things going on. We've had for the last 5 years a TV show called The Clone Wars, which has recently ended. So there's been talk about that, and you know, and people keep on top of what all the actors, you know, Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, what these guys are doing, all the other actors from the prequels. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We put sort of 15, 20 articles a day on, so you know, there's a lot of news out there.
Okay, and who's your favourite character if you were to go to one of the conventions as someone?
Probably this guy on my Star Wars Insider shirt. It's probably Han Solo, I would say.
I think a lot of people want that one though, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Mark Newbold, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Indeed, thank you. Now, from outer space...